Ladies and gentlemen, from New Orleans, Louisiana, the Stooges Brass Band. Welcome to the 2013 PMI Professional Awards Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, your host for this evening is a native New Orleanian actor, designer, and civic activist. He is author of the popular books She Ain't Heavy, She's My Mother, and Big Easy Style. He has won 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards. Best known for his portrayal of Salvatore Romano on AMC's critically acclaimed dramatic series Mad Men.
Music you can talk over. La da da. Stewardesses. We're going to bookend every spot with the plane taking off and landing, up, down, no problems, everything okay, every commercial.
Look, if Kurt says we don't need artwork, we don't need artwork.
Is that what Kurt said? Is that what you said?
Don has his signature.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Batt.
Hello. Hi, thank you. And let's have another hand for New Orleans' own Stooges Brass Band. We'll hear more from them throughout the evening. Hi, I'm Brian Batt, your host for the evening, and I am so happy to be here tonight to welcome you all to New Orleans and the PMI North America Global Congress. You have a great time ahead of you in this magical city, which I am proud to call my hometown. When I first spoke with the people at PMI, they began to discuss what you all actually do. And to tell the truth, I was a little confused, because some of the language seemed, well, it was a little bit foreign to me. PMP, PGMP, WBS, what? So at one point, I considered just throwing out a few letters and making my own acronym and just joining in. You know, I do believe that the PDA should definitely join forces with the ART so that the FBI will know what the BLT is doing. But I decided not to do that. I just asked some questions. And as it turned out, almost every job, every business, every career consists of various project managers, even in the arts. Now, I was born and raised here in New Orleans, and I loved it here. But I was bitten by the showbiz bug early on and realized that I had a calling: Broadway. So as soon as I graduated from Tulane University, I hightailed it to NYC, acronym, and with the dreams of being an actor. And with hard work, perseverance, ambition, and a lot of luck, within a year and a half, I was cast in my first Broadway show, Starlight Express. Yeah, I was a roller skating, singing and dancing train on a 3-story Lucite set. Not high art, but it was Broadway and I loved it. 9 Broadway shows and a dozen off-Broadway shows later, I started to audition for more TV, but I would never get the part. I would get close, but rarely had landed the role. But that was about to change. I was in rehearsal for this off-Broadway play, and my agent called and said a casting office had called and they had not been able to find Salvatore Romano for this new TV pilot called Mad Men, set in 1960 in NYC, acronym. And during my lunch break, I put on a blazer and a snazzy pocket square, and I ran across town and auditioned for Matt Weiner, the author of the show, and Alan Taylor, the director, and then ran back to rehearsal. And I should have suspected something. I should have known that the show was going to be special, because the next day, my agent called and said, I got the part. Matt knew what he wanted. And luckily, it was me. So we shot the pilot episode in 2006, and I was only in a few scenes, and I was just on set for 2 days, so there's really no way to see how the whole thing came together. And after viewing the pilot, I knew that we had something very special. Now, I knew the theater world, and I knew firsthand about the theater, but I was about to learn the world of TV drama and the many different talents it takes. The people just like you, the project managers, the unsung heroes who work so hard behind the scenes to bring everything together that it takes to make a hit show. I learned in the theater long ago that you must become fast friends with the costume designer and the lighting designer, because they have the power to make you look really good or really awful. Now, one of those unsung heroes was Janie Bryant, our wonderful costume designer on Mad Men. Now, when I first met her, we just hit it off. We both love what we do, and we are both very passionate about fashion. She also shares my deep love for New Orleans, so we just got along like a house on fire. She and her assistant had pulled racks of suits and shirts and hats, etc., all from the period, all in my size, and then I got to try them on, and she decided what would be in my show closet. Her talent, astounded me. It's something I'd never really seen before, her instant use of color and texture and symbolism with costumes. I'd love it when she'd follow me from my trailer onto set, and she'd constantly put different pocket squares in my pocket and take one out. It was like a juggling act, just to make sure it was the perfect pocket square. But my favorite came in the middle of season 1. Up until that point, I just mainly had a few lines here, a scene there, small scenes. But in this episode, I was about to have my first big dramatic scene and my big dramatic art. And although I thought I made the adjustment from stage acting, you know, the big stage acting, to the subtlety of film acting, to be honest, I was nervous. I just wanted to get it right. So I sat back and I took a long look and really saw what not only Janie, but all the unsung heroes did to make sure the show happened. The showrunner, the writers, the script supervisors, the set designers, the set builders, the set artist, the set decorator, the prop master, the hair designers, the makeup artist, the director of photography, the cameramen and all their assistants, the lighting designer and all his numerous assistants, the grips, the stagehands, the caterers, the cooks, the director, the first assistant director, the second assistant director, and all the PAs, acronym for production assistant, not to mention the producers, the PR office, the studio execs at AMC and Lionsgate, and the most unsung heroes of all, the editors who really helped create the performance. All these hundreds and hundreds of people working together, doing the best they can do so that I can go out and do my job, and the final project will succeed. It was a bit overwhelming. And right before I was about to go on set to film my first big scene, there was a knock at the door of my trailer, and there was Janie. And she was holding up a vest. She didn't say a word. She just held this vest in front of me. And I looked closer, and it was a man's vest, but it was embroidered completely with little fleur-de-lis, the symbol of New Orleans. And she said, "That's for New Orleans, and that's for you." And suddenly, any trace of nervousness was gone. I had a job to do. Like everyone else had done theirs to the best of their ability, so would I. As it all turned out, the first season of Mad Men was received with the best reviews, countless Emmys, 4 Golden Globes Awards, the Peabody Award, and we, the cast, won the Screen Actors Guild Award twice. Working together and getting the job done. And that's what you do as project managers. You do your best to unite the teams that make the work happen and create success for your own organizations. As I said, I'm not an expert in your field, but from what I understand, it's your actions that facilitate amazing feats. This is what I do know. These feats are the foundation of rebuilding New Orleans after Katrina. It is you that have brought my city back from the brink of extinction. So tonight, I have an opportunity to thank you for what you do. And you have an opportunity to celebrate the great unsung heroes of your profession. For everything you do every day as the unsung heroes of projects big and small, thank you. Right, thank you. To start us off with some highlights from last evening's Chapter and Community of Practice Awards, join me in welcoming PMI Secretary-Treasurer, Chair of Performance Oversight Committee, Zbigniew Tracek. Did I get it right?
Thank you, Brian, and welcome to the PMI 2013 Awards Ceremony. I would like to extend a warm welcome to those who attended the PMI Leadership Institute meeting over the past few days. We had record attendance with over 1,000 people from 55 countries. And that meeting was capped off last night with Community Awards and the Leadership Institute Masterclass graduation ceremony. These awards recognize PMI communities as well as their leaders who champion excellence in project management. I would like to thank the PMI Chapter Award Reviewer and their dedication to the Institute in selecting these recipients. And now, I would like to highlight a few of those awards. PMI Chapter of the Year Award, Category 1, PMI Nuevo Cuello, Argentina Chapter. Category 2, PMI Poland Chapter. Category 3, PMI Metropolitan St. Louis Chapter. And Category 4, PMI Southern Alberta Chapter. PMI Chapter Awards for Leadership was presented to John Barkus of the PMI Fort Worth Chapter. Let's give them and all our chapter recipients a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, ZJ. I'm sorry about that. And now to begin the Professional Awards program. Please welcome the chair of the 2013 PMI Board of Directors, Deanna Landers.
Thank you, Brian. And welcome to everybody. Congratulations to all of the recipients of the PMI Chapter Awards last evening and all the components. Tonight is the celebration of the professional achievements of individuals and organizations from around the world. It's humbling that in PMI's over 40-year history, we've grown to the extent that we have. Our founders truly had a vision, and their vision of project management as a profession has become part of the DNA of business today. I'd like to recognize one of PMI's founders, who happens to be here with us tonight, Jim Snyder. It's time to honor contributions that advance our profession and raise the bar of project management excellence. The PMI Professional Awards program recognizes outstanding performance in the practice of project management and the contributions of individuals and organizations to the profession and the Institute. We would like to take this special opportunity to thank all of our award evaluators who view the nominations. We would also like to thank the Professional Awards Program Member Advisory Group, who've lent their expertise and given their time to shape the program. In addition to the award recipients tonight, we also recognize the PMI Educational Foundation. The PMI Educational Foundation, through grants, scholarships, programs, and educational resources, brings benefits and the power of project management to local communities and to the farthest reaches of the world for social good. On behalf of the PMI Educational Foundation, I would like to thank the global group of volunteers whose tireless effort made these awards possible. Our first awards are the PMI Educational Foundation Awards. To present these awards, please welcome to the stage PMI Educational Foundation Chair, John Patton.
Thank you, Deanna. Earlier this afternoon, a group of Congress attendees and PMI community volunteer leaders took part in a community service project helping to revitalize Sylvanie Williams Elementary School, located in the Recovery School District, by painting and beautifying the school grounds. Let's give them a warm round of applause for their work here in the community of New Orleans. As Deanna mentioned, the PMI Educational Foundation is a public charitable organization and the philanthropic arm of PMI. We're pleased to present 3 awards this evening. Our first award is the James R. Snyder International Student Paper of the Year Award. The award is named for one of the 5 PMI founders, James R. Snyder, PMI Fellow, who we met earlier. Mr. Snyder is a past volunteer executive director, president, and chairman of the board, and has served in numerous volunteer positions both locally and internationally for over 40 years. Today, he serves as an advisor in the PMI Delaware Valley chapter, and so let's learn more about the award.
The James R. Snyder International Student Paper of the Year Award recognizes research papers that advance the concepts, tools, and techniques needed for success in project management.
The 2013 James R. Snyder International Student Paper of the Year Award goes to Lisa Repp for her paper, Factors That Influence Critical Chain Project Management Implementation Success. Our next award is the Donald S. Berry Award. Let's take a look.
The Donald S. Berry Award, originally created by the former PMI Design Procurement Construction Specific Interest Group, recognizes a research paper that best advances knowledge in the field of design, procurement, and/or construction by providing a useful contribution to the engineering and construction industries.
The 2013 Donald S. Berry Award goes to Mr. Matthew Milliken for his paper, Building Information Modeling, Wrinkles in the New Paradigm. Matthew could not be with us here tonight, but we congratulate him on his award. And our last PMI Educational Foundation Award tonight is the Kersner Award, sponsored by IIL, the International Institute for Learning.
The Kersner Award, sponsored by the International Institute for Learning, is presented to the project manager who most emulates the professional dedication and excellence of Dr. Harold Kersner, a globally recognized expert and best-selling author on the subjects of project, program, and portfolio management, total quality management, and strategic planning.
The 2013 Kersner Award goes to Esther Kobos for her work on the Kubina project. Please welcome Esther Kobos.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice Chair of the 2013 PMI Board of Directors, Ricardo Triana.
Good evening and welcome. During every year that I attend these events and the award ceremony, I'm always impressed with the level of professionalism that we have in every aspect. Every PMI volunteer, every PMI staff, and every project management practitioner is a living proof of the professionalism. You are a living proof of the professionalism. Thank you for coming. So let's start with the PMI Fellow Award. And for that purpose, I would like to invite the current PMI fellows that are in attendance to come to the stage and welcome the 2013 PMI Fellow Award recipients.
Established in 1982, the PMI Fellow Award recognizes and honors PMI members who have made sustained and significant contributions to the project management profession and the Institute for more than a decade. Designation as a Fellow of the Institute is the highest and most prestigious individual form of recognition bestowed by PMI.
So, congratulations to the 2013 PMI Fellow Award recipients, Debra Miersma and Frank Salaris.
Congratulations, new fellows. This way. Okay. You'll have an opportunity to learn more about why these individuals and organizations are being recognized later tonight during the reception, as well as in the December issue of PMI Today. One of PMI's most prestigious professional awards is the Project of the Year Award. Each year, PMI honors a successful project that was completed in the previous calendar year and recognizes its project team for exemplary use of project management practices. The finalists are Adelaide Desalination Project, Nemours Children's Hospital Project, and the Savannah Nuclear Solutions Savannah River Site Recovery Act Project. May we have all the 2013 PMI Project of the Year Award finalist representatives please stand and be recognized. Throughout the program, you will see overviews of all three finalists, and later this evening, we will receive the winner of the coveted PMI Project of the Year Award. The finalists will be presented in alphabetical order. To start, let's learn a little bit about the Adelaide Desalination Project.
2013 PMI Project of the Year Award finalist, Adelaide Desalination Project, Adelaide, South Australia, Australia. In a nation surrounded by water, Adelaide was running dry, and after 7 years of drought, South Australia was running out of solutions.
We were looking down the barrel in this state of 1.1 million people running out of drinking water. our contingency planning was to have bottled water at the ready to go. So we were in a situation where no government would ever want to be.
Water insecurity was even threatening businesses.
We were very concerned that not only some of the local but the state and national businesses would leave the state and they would not come back.
So SA Water looked to the sea. In February 2008, the government agency announced a plan for a desalination facility to provide up to 25% of the community's drinking water by June 2012. With a budget of 1.4 billion Australian dollars, the project would secure Adelaide's water supply for at least 50 years. But the team knew it needed stakeholder support.
As leaders, we have to find the time for planning. Good planning allows people to get engaged.
SA Water established a steering committee of corporate and government leaders with the authority to quickly make decisions. The agency also forged ties with the local Aboriginal community, the Ghana people, to help identify artifacts for display in an interpretive centre.
In the past, when there's been development, there's been a destruction of our artifacts and our sites.
As the drought deepened, the government increased the project budget by 450 million Australian dollars, pledging to double capacity and begin production 12 months early. But then it rained, and as the water flowed, support for the project ebbed.
The community's perspective started from one of cautious support to being strongly supportive, and then when it rained, it was, well, did we really need it?
Given such scrutiny, project management took center stage.
A good project manager is about getting to the end point, the outcome, as most efficient way as possible. And that is not just at the least cost or the quickest or anything. It's about managing all those things and balancing them so that you get the best overall outcome.
The project closed 19 days early and within 1% of the original budget. And although Adelaide hasn't seen another severe drought, the project's ROI is clear: true water security.
When we stand on top of the hill and we look down and we see what's there, we see the water pumping through the system, we know that next time there is a drought like this, our community is not going to experience what we experienced.
One little note, each of the finalists will be participating in a panel discussion tomorrow at 1:15 right here in this theater. Now, our next award category is the PMI Continuing Professional Education Product of the Year Awards.
The PMI Continuing Professional Education Product of the Year Award recognizes exceptional professional development instruction or training material for project management students, trainees, or practitioners.
The winners of the PMI Continuing Professional Education Product of the Year Award are IBM Project Management Connectivent and PMP Colossian. Accepting on behalf of IBM Project Management Connectivent is Amy Groves, and accepting on behalf of PMP Colossian is Marcin Jimigrodzki. Our next category is the PMI Continued Professional Education Provider of the Year Award.
The PMI Continuing Professional Education Provider of the Year Award recognizes and honors exceptional skills in the delivery and implementation of a professional development program in project management. This award may be given in 3 categories: the corporate, government, and association category, the individual and business category, and the academic institution category.
And the winner of the PMI Continuing Professional Education Provider of the Year Award is PM Alignment. Unfortunately, the recipient accepting on behalf of PMI Alignment couldn't be here tonight. So our next award category is the PMI David I. Cleland Project Management Literature Award.
The PMI David I. Cleland Project Management Literature Award recognizes the authors of a publication for significant contributions and for advancing project management knowledge, practices, procedures, concepts, or other advanced techniques that demonstrate the value of using project management.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2013 PMI David I. Cleland Project Management Literature Award recipients, Dr. David Hilson and Peter Simon, authors of Practical Project Risk Management. And now I would like to invite you to meet the second Project of the Year Award finalist, Nemours Children's Hospital Project.
2013 PMI Project of the Year Award finalist, Nemours Children's Hospital, Orlando, Florida, USA. For the parents of children suffering from chronic or complex medical needs, some fears are unavoidable. But in the face of the unknown, parents shouldn't have to worry about taking a sick child and all their records to multiple doctors and hospitals. So the team behind the U.S. $397 million Nemours Children's Hospital project came up with an integrated vision.
In a traditional children's hospital, oftentimes the variety of services that need to be applied for diagnosis or treatment are either spread throughout the campus or, in some cases, not even on the same campus. We wanted to remedy that situation, and we wanted to have them all here and, to the greatest extent possible, on the same floor.
From the time the project launched in 2005, the team put the focus squarely on the needs of the patients. That included enlisting Orlando children and parents for an advisory council that fueled the look, feel, and function of the hospital.
One of the things that we were able to do is build examples of the rooms, a patient room, emergency room, critical or clinical exam room. The Patient Family Advisory Council came in and toured those rooms and really gave us feedback on the design.
5 months before the project was scheduled for completion, Nemours hired 700 employees, and each new physician or nurse came in with additional expertise that could change the project scope of critical project components, such as the required state-of-the-art equipment. With so many viewpoints, the risk of scope and budget spiraling out of control was high. The team needed a rigorous change control process to differentiate nice-to-haves from must-haves.
We defined the must-have items early on as those that were required for regulatory compliance or for patient safety.
If the item was a must-have, if, for example, it improved patient safety, Nemours would buy it. Otherwise, the change was rejected. To ensure buy-in, Nemours communicated the rationale behind each choice in a shared document. That thorough change management process, implemented across the project, helped ensure the 137-bed hospital opened in 2012 on time, within budget, and ready to serve children and their families.
I think the most significant accomplishment of this project was the ability of Nemours to come together and deliver on the goal.
It's not just a building, it's the recruitment of the people, it's the installation of the technology, it's keeping us on track, on time, within budget, and we did it all together.
What it means to miss New Orleans and miss it each night and day. I know I'm not wrong. The feeling's getting stronger the longer I stay away. I miss the moss-covered vines, the tall sugar pines, where mockingbirds used to sing. And I long to see that lazy Mississippi hurrying into spring. The moonlight on the bayou, a Creole tune fills the air. I dream about magnolias in bloom, and soon I'm wishing I was there. I was there. Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans, where that's where you've left your heart? And there's one thing more. I miss the ones I care for more than I miss, so much more than I miss, more than I miss New Orleans. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Stooges Brass Band. Our next award is the Eric Janet Project Management Excellence Award.
The PMI Eric Janet Project Management Excellence Award recognizes and honors an individual who has made outstanding contributions to the practice of the project management profession and who has demonstrated leadership and initiative while advancing project management concepts, techniques, practices, or theories.
So we were checking behind the stage, and I'm happy to report that we have awards for everyone, okay? So we don't know, nothing to worry. So ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate the 4 recipients of the 2013 Eric Janet Project Management Excellence Awards: Douglas Clark, Michael Clement Collins, Dan and Jane Gokel, and G. Leroy Ward. Unfortunately, Michael Clement Collins and Dan and Jane Gokel were not able to join us tonight. We congratulate them in their award. And our next award is the Distinguished Contribution Award.
The PMI Distinguished Contribution Award recognizes and honors a particularly significant achievement or sustained performance by an individual who contributes to the advancement of the project management profession or the Project Management Institute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 recipients of the PMI Distinguished Contribution Award are Randall Englund and Jen Skravak. And our next award is the Distinguished Project Award.
The PMI Distinguished Project Award recognizes and honors successful projects and the achievements of the project team for superior performance of project management.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 recipients of the PMI Distinguished Project Award are the Casa Clemente Project, the Utah County I-15 Corridor Expansion Project, and the National Institute of Standards and Technology Smart Grid Interoperability Panel. Accepting on behalf of Casa Clemente are Chen Ken-sing and Thomas Yu. Accepting on behalf of Utah County I-15 Corridor Expansion is Robert Stewart, and accepting on behalf of the National Institute for Standards and Technology is Stuart McCafferty. So let's meet our third project of the year finalist, the Savannah River Nuclear Solutions Savannah Riverside Recovery Act Project.
2013 PMI Project of the Year Award finalist, Savannah Riverside Recovery Act Project, Aiken, South Carolina, USA. Radioactive matter in decades-old reactors, nuclear waste in thousands of decaying containers. That was the scenario at the Savannah River site. Built by the U.S. government in the 1950s, the facility produced ingredients for nuclear weapons, but it also generated transuranic or plutonium-contaminated waste, which, left untreated, could leak into the soil and groundwater. In 2009, Savannah River Nuclear Solutions launched a U.S. $1.4 billion cleanup project. The team worked closely with the sponsor, the U.S. Department of Energy, to determine the scope.
Our company, Savannah River Nuclear Solutions, had the responsibility to clean up 75% of our site's radiological footprint and to remediate 5,000 cubic meters of transuranic waste.
The scope required first-of-its-kind engineering, including decontaminating and decommissioning 3 nuclear reactors in place rather than moving them to another site. But that was just the baseline. The team also sought to clean up 13% more of the site and needed to deal with another 200 cubic meters or 7,063 cubic feet of transuranic waste. With this additional scope came additional complexity.
It was waste that we could not foresee how we could work it off. The challenges with it were immense.
The sponsor also had another request. Because the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act authorized the project's funding, the team had to find ways to quickly bolster a struggling economy.
The White House was very interested in ensuring that Recovery Act money hit the economy as quickly as possible.
The project retained 800 workers and hired 1,400 new ones.
Those 1,400 workers that were brought in, many of them never before had worked on nuclear activities. So we trained them to work in a nuclear work environment, substantially enhancing their skills and making them more marketable once this project was completed.
The 2,200 team members decontaminated 30 facilities. They used a concrete-like substance to entomb the reactors. They imploded a cooling tower, and they did it all under budget and ahead of schedule. That in turn freed up money and time for the added scope to tackle additional work on the site.
So our ability to go after the super stretch work, we really hung on the fact that we could complete the baseline scope under cost. And we did that with really aggressive management of the schedule. We brought all of our project management years of experience to bear on the baseline, and we delivered it early.
This wasn't just about schedule and budget, though. The project delivered a real value to the community, not only revitalizing the local economy, but leaving behind a cleaner and safer Savannah River site.
So we just heard that the recipient of the PMI Continued Education Provider of the Year Award heard that he won and he came running. So now we have Yoshio Sato in representation of PM Alignment. Please come to the stage to receive your award. Thank you. So let's do a really hard applause for all tonight's award recipient, please. Way better. So ladies and gentlemen, which one of these three projects is going to be the winner of the 2013 PMI Project of the Year Award? It could be Adelaide Desalination Project, or maybe the Nemor Children's Hospital Project. Or what about the Savannah River Nuclear Solutions Savannah Riverside Recovery Act Project? And I love this. May I have the envelope, please? All my life I was waiting for this. Because believe me, I am not going to be in the Oscar show, so this is my time. So before doing this, let's do another round of applause for these guys, okay? Music, okay, ready? And the winner is Adelaide Desalination Project. Congratulations. And accepting on behalf of the Adelaide Desalination Project are Milind Kumar and Brett Nielsen.
Well, good evening, everybody. We're very, very blessed, and don't have a prepared speech today at all. Just to be top 3 in the world was magic. So PMI, thank you. Thank you so much. This means a lot to everyone in my project who made such a huge difference to the state and to the nation. Thank you to my leadership team. And one of my members of the leadership team here today, Brett. And really it's about co-shared leadership that reached out to everybody who had a slightly different view or different idea. We reached out to them. We made this work. We delivered a state much better off now and forever. So thank you. Thank you for this award. It means a lot. Thanks a lot, PMI. And I also wanted to thank the team of people who came to Adelaide to do the videos. Extremely dedicated bunch of people who were there. All of the PMI people who were involved. You gave so much. And even the whole process, we learned so much about ourselves It was magic. And I also want to thank the other finalists. I was very moved by, very, very touched by some of those projects too. So well done. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations to the entire Adelaide Desalination Project team. And congratulations to all our award recipients. And now please join in with the Stooges Brass Band as they lead us to the reception in the traditional second line style of New Orleans. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for choosing New Orleans to celebrate, and have a great night. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.